We see Inda looking for a swimsuit to wear, but she has trouble picking one out. There's one that grabs her attention, thinking it looks cute, but she thinks that it won't look good on her. However, she thinks that Rentaro might like it, so she decides to buy it. They arrive at the pool, where Rentaro sees the girls wearing swimsuits, and he overjoyed at the sight, thinking he can die happy. But Inda arrives with a strange dress, so he panics because it looks like she doesn't have a swimsuit. She tells them that she's feeling cold, so she'll hang around the pool while they have fun. Nano points her to an area where she can enjoy the sun, so she thanks Nano, saying she doesn't have to worry about her, but Nano says that she doesn't care about her, so she becomes upset, telling Nano to go away. They enter the water pool where Shizuka keeps spinning on her floater, saying she can't control where she's going. Nano believes that the venue is for survival training, and she tries to swim against the current, but Rentaro stops her, as Akari clings to him, telling him that she is being swept away. She gets up close to him, and Nano tries to do the same, but it causes him to pass out. Nano notes that he's not breathing, so Akari gives him mouth to mouth, enjoying every moment of it, but Nano tells her to go away, trying to save Rentaro. But Akari tells her that it's not working, saying Rentaro is going to die. Meanwhile, we see Shizuka getting swept away, and tries to get out of the pool, but she can't control where she's going. She realizes she's in trouble, so she tries asking for help, but everyone ignores her. Her floater breaks, so she hurried out of the water, but she becomes stranded on an island in the middle of the water pool. We return to Rentaro, as Nano suggests finding a lifeguard. They run around the pool, but a group of men call out to them. Akari ignores them, but one of them notices that she has a great body. He reaches out to her, but Nano stops him, and pokes his eyes, saying it's most efficient way to dispose of a pervert. His friends became upset, so they try to intimidate Nano, and she tells them that she will hang out with them, so that Akari can look for a lifeguard to save Rentaro. She knows that he will be sad if something happens to Akari, so she decided to help her to escape, but Akari tells them that Nano isn't going with them, telling her that Rentaro also cares about her. One of the men reaches out to Akari, but Rentaro gets in the way, saying Nano and Akari are his girlfriends. The man tells him not to interfere, because Nano blinded his friend, telling him to leave with his girlfriend. But he tells the man that Nano and Akari are both his girlfriends. The man doesn't believe him, so he tells him to kiss both of them, thinking Rentaro won't be able to do it because he's lying, but Nano kisses him, and Akari does the same, telling the man that Rentaro is saying the truth. The man freaks out, realizing he's a gigachad, and they decide not to mess with him. Akari wonders how Rentaro was able to recover. We learn that Inda saw the incident, so she was about to make her way to Akari and Nano, but she saw Rentaro along the way thinking he's already dead. She tells him not to die, because Nano and Akari are in trouble, so he suddenly regains consciousness, and he rushes to help them. Rentaro explains that he was able to make it because of Inda, and he thanks Nano for protecting Akari. Nano thinks that Akari is more important than her, but he tells her not to put herself in danger, and she realizes that he also cares about her. He realizes that Shizuka is still in the pool, so he panics. Knowing she can't swim, he rushes to her, and we see her asking for help, but everyone ignores her. She realizes that her phone is running out of battery, but at that moment she hears Rentaro calling out to her. She tries to grab his attention, but he can't find her, so she thinks about screaming with her own voice. She doesn't want to do it, because she doesn't want people to hear her voice, but she doesn't have any other choice. She screams with a high-pitched voice, and Rentaro immediately finds her, saying he's glad that she's okay. He carries her away, and she kisses him, causing him to become embarrassed, as he reminds her that they're still in public. They join the other, and Rentaro tells them that he's going to take a break. Telling Inda to join him during his break, he asks Inda why she keeps looking at Akari and Nano, thinking she is comparing herself to them. He thinks that she doesn't feel confident wearing her swimsuit, so he assures her that she and Shizuka are both normal, but she says that Shizuka is different, because she's tiny and cute, but he suddenly removes her dress, revealing her swimsuit. She calls him a pervert, but he thinks that she looks amazing. He hugs her, and she realizes that his heart is beating fast, as he tells her that she's unique, saying she can't be more attractive than she already is, and she is moved by his words. Inda decides to join them in the pool, and they enjoyed the rest of the day together. They return to the school, and as they pass by the chemistry lab, Rentaro sees a girl. He feels the shocking sensation as their eyes meet, so he knows that she is one of his soulmates. The next day, Rentaro returns to the lab, wondering if he will find his soulmate there, but as he enters the room, he sees a strange girl, who introduces herself as Kasuri from the chemistry club. She gives him tea, but he's surprised to see that it's in a beaker. She tells him that she just finished developing a drug, but he explains that he doesn't want to join the chemistry club, saying he's just looking for someone. But she just tells him to drink the tea and wait, so he decides to try it. And she presents the drug she made, which is a human magnet medicine. She explains that if he takes it his body will attract metals, and she forces him to drink it. His body starts acting like a magnet, and he is impressed that this is even possible. But she warns him about the drug side effects, saying he will be constipated for 3 days. She decides to test her theory, revealing that she has a drug with an opposite pole, and drinks it, causing her body to become attracted to him. She tells him that opposites attract, but she realizes that the magnetism is too strong, so she can't get away, but she maintains her composure, knowing the effect only lasts for 10 minutes. She tells him that she needs to pee, so he starts to panic, but she says that it's okay, revealing that she has diapers on. She pees in her diapers, and the effect finally wears off. She reveals that she wants to create new drugs, revealing that she has already made plenty of them. He realizes that he's starting to have feelings for her, and she already knows about this, because she made him drink a love potion when he arrived. She reveals that she felt fall in love with at first sight. But he throws up, saying he wants to get rid of the love potion. She wonders why the love potion didn't work, thinking he must really dislike her, so she starts crying, asking him if she's not his type, but tells her that he doesn't want to be drugged up. When he accepts her feelings, he starts acting weird, and she knows that his body trying to reject the drug, so she tells him to drink a neutralizer, but he is convulsing. So she decides to give it using her mouth. His body recovers, but she despairs, knowing the effect of the love potion is gone. He tells her that he still likes her, causing her to become flustered, and she begs him to go out with her, saying she will do whatever he wants. Her hair suddenly starts growing, and her body transforms, revealing that she is the soulmate he saw in the lab. She explains that she also drank the neutralizer while she was giving it by mouth, revealing that she transformed into a kid, because she worked on a failed immortality drug. But she says that she can only maintain her current form for an hour. She reveals that she is the president of the chemistry club, and her current form has poor vision and long hair, so she prefers to do her research as a kid. He can't believe that she is one of his soulmates, and he agrees to go out with her. Rentaro introduces Kasuri to his other girlfriends, and he doesn't receive any negative reactions, but she tells them that she loves drugs, so Inda wonders if she's okay. He explains that she is older than them, and that she is small because of a drug. So Inda thinks that Kasuri is a drug addict. She reveals that she has a medicine to help grow Inda's boobs, but she becomes upset. So Kasuri give her other medicines to improve herself, but she becomes even more upset, asking Kasuri why she's doing this. So she reveals that Rentaro told her about her insecurity. Inda tortures him, but Kasuri tells her how much he loves her, so she immediately apologizes. Kasuri gives Akari a hotness medicine, saying it will make her more attractive. She thinks that it will enhance her assets, so she decides to drink it, but she realizes that she is sweating profusely, and her clothes melt away. As Kasuri explains that nothing is hotter than her birthday suit, Rentaro gives her clothes, and she smells it, knowing he wore it. She is worried that it could also melt away, but Kasuri assures her that the drug only works once, so Rentaro's clothes are safe. Kasuri gives Shizuka a fantasy medicine, causing her to grow rabbit ears. Rentaro finds it cute, and he starts touching it, which makes her happy. Kasuri gives Nano a hair control drug, giving her the ability to use her hair like extra arms. Nano uses it to grab Rentaro, and she kisses him, saying she likes the drug, because it increases her efficiency. Kasuri explains that the drug lasts for 10 minutes, saying she can take more drugs, if she wants the effect to last, but it will increase her risk of going bald. She thinks that this is a small price to pay, asking Rentaro if he will love her even if she is bald. And he tells her that he will love her even if she becomes an alien. But he reveals that he likes her hair, so she decides not to use the drug. Kasuri tells them about her dream to join a research team, so that she can make even more amazing drugs, but she tells the urge to pee, saying she will use her diapers. But Rentaro tells her to use the bathroom. They are about to drink tea, as Kasuri tells them to be careful, explaining that the tea for the girls is different from Rentaro's tea, but she can't explain it properly, because she really needs to go to the bathroom. She rushes to the toilet, and they see 2 containers. Thinking the small one is for Rentaro, they eat together, but Kasuri realizes that the girls are about to drink Rentaro's tea, so she warns them to spit it out, revealing that the big container has a drug that is supposed to make him kiss her. But he tells her that he will kiss her even if he isn't drugged. She is happy to hear this, and she is about to kiss him, but Inda suddenly grabs onto her, throwing her away, as he realizes that the girls want to kiss him. They start acting like zombies. Kasuri realizes that she messed up, telling Rentaro to run, because the girls are experiencing the drug side effect. She explains that it isn't safe for girls, because females already have a strong desire to kiss man. So the drug caused them to lose control, because the desire to kiss is so strong, that it's the only thing left on their minds, and this somehow gives them super strength. She calls them kiss zombies, warning Rentaro that they will kiss him forever. But he seems to be okay with this. She explains that they need the medicine reversing drug before the drug circulate, or their personality will be erased forever, and we learn that Rentaro only has 1 hour to get the drug. As they lunge at him intending to kiss him to death, Kasuri and Rentaro run away, as Kasuri suggests heading to the chem lab to find a cure, but as they run around the campus, the zombies block their path. So Kasuri looks for something she can use against them, and she finds a drugs that can melt faces, but Rentaro tells her not to use it, saying they should take a detour, but as they run away, the vice principal gets in their way, and Kasuri becomes frightened, so she uses the face melting drug on her, but vice principal's makeup protect her face, and she tells them that her true form is about to be revealed. She doesn't want anyone to see her face, so she crawls away. As they continue to flee, the zombies come up with a plan, and they split up, planning to surround Rentaro. He realizes that he's their target, thinking Kasuri can find a cure without him, so he tells her to head to the lab. While he draws their attention, as Shizuka chases after him, she suddenly trips, hitting her head, and he becomes worried, so he takes her to the infirmary, where he treats her wounds, but he realizes that she's still a zombie, and she takes him down, kissing him repeatedly. He knows that he messed up, thinking it's all over for him, but he recalls that her personality will disappear if he doesn't find a cure. So he pushes her away, and he manages to restrain her, promising to cure her. He continues to run away, but Inda launches a Kari at him, causing him to fall. They pin him down, and they start kissing him, as he wonders how he can escape, but sees them arguing, realizing that they haven't changed. So he makes them kiss each other, and they start making out, as he realizes that they're actually tough lovers, because they fight every day. He's happy to see this, but he recalls that he still needs to find a cure, so he dashes away. But as he enters the lab, he sees Nano inside, and he hides inside a locker, thinking he just needs to buy time for Kasuri to find a cure her, but he sees her in the locker, as she reveals that Nano spotted her before she could enter the lab. So she decided to hide there, and she can't find a way out. He realizes that Nano knows about their plan, thinking her intelligence are a threat to them. Kasuri tells him to act as a decoy, so that she can enter the lab. But he thinks that Nano will be able to see through their plan, because it would be too obvious if he just starts running away. Kasuri blames herself for the situation, revealing that her experiments always cause trouble for everyone, which explains why she is the only person left in the chemistry club. She says that she will stop experimenting, but at that moment she realizes she still has 1 dose of the reversing drug. Rentaro thinks about using it on Nano, but Kasuri starts drinking it, and he tells her to stop, causing her to drop it. He tells her that they should have used it on Nano, and she realizes that he has a point, but she returns to her original form, telling him that she plans to enter the lab while Nano doesn't recognize her. She was only able to get a sip of the medicine, so she explains that she doesn't have a lot of time. She thinks about restraining Nano before the drug wears off, but Nano finds her suspicious, and she is able to see through her plan, so she ties her up. Rentaro panics, thinking they won't be able to cure the zombies, but he sees the drug on the floor, and he comes up with a plan. He dashes away, running away from Nano, and he hides in a room, but she destroys the door, causing him to freak out. He realizes that there's no way out, and she starts kissing him repeatedly, as he accepts his fate. This looks like the end for him. But at that moment, Kasuri gives her a drug, causing her to pass out, and Kasuri explains that she will be back to normal after she wakes up. We learn that he lured Nano away, because he knew that Kasuri's body was about to shrink, and this explains how she was able to break free. They cure the other zombies, and they wake up in the infirmary, wondering what just happened. Akari recalls that she kissed Inda, but she claims that she doesn't remember anything, and Inda also knows what happened, but she pretends that her memory has been wiped out. Rentaro knows that they're just playing dumb, but he is happy that they're able to get along. Kasuri blames herself for what happened, so she apologizes to everyone, but he reminds her that she saved them, telling her that he is willing to fix her problems with her, so he advises her not to give up on her research, saying he loves her because of her passion. Everyone goes to a flower park, where they hear an announcement about the bouquet toss event. Akari thinks they should participate, saying the couple that catches the bouquet gets to have a spatial photo shoot, where they are dressed up as a married couple. They are all eager to win, and we learn that Akari always wanted to wear a wedding dress, thinking her dream is about to come true. A crowd gathers for the event, and we see the gorilla gang. As their leader order them to win the game for her, Akari thinks it will be difficult to deal with them, so she suggests working together, and drawing lots to determine who will participate in the photo shoot. Rentaro thinks that Shizuka should stay back, because she's too small, so she could end up getting swallowed by the crowd. Kasuri is willing to participate in the game, so she drinks medicine, allowing her to return to her original form. Rentaro notices that the gang has a flag, so he creates one for his team, calling them the Rentaro family. The game is about to begin, and the announcer explains that physical attacks against other participants are prohibited. He introduces everyone to the special guest of the event, and we see that it's the vice principal. She tells everyone that she wants the bouquet to leave the atmosphere, because she doesn't want anyone to be happy. The game begins, and she throws the bouquet with the incredible force. Everyone runs after it, as Rentaro notes that it's still going up, thinking it won't be landing for a while. We see the members of the guerrilla gang attacking the other participants, as their leader claims that they're not resorting to violence, saying they're just training, so they aren't breaking the rules. The announcer agrees with her, and she throws the members of her gang, using them to knock people out. Akari is about to get hit, but Inde protects her, saying she will join the gang to participate in their training. She grapples with the leader, telling everyone that she will take care of her, so they can focus on getting the bouquet. It starts to fall, so the gang members use their flags to create an incredible wind, causing it to change direction. And it looks like the guerrilla gang is about to win, but at that moment, we see Shizuka in the air, and we learn that she was standing beside the flag bearers, so she was launched upwards when the wind vortex was created. She manages to grab the bouquet, but she is about to fall to her death. Girls try to catch her, and Rentaro thinks they're in trouble, because they will get hurt if she crashes into them, but she bounces off their chests, allowing them to absorb the impact, and Rentaro catches her before she hits the ground. The Rentaro family wins the event, and they start drawing lots to determine who will be joining the photo shoot, but we learn that Akari has a plan. She marked the winning stick with a tiny cut, but she thinks it would be too suspicious if she drew the first stick. So she plans to wait for someone's turn to end before she makes her move. She believes that Nano will be an easy target, because she is obsessed with efficiency, so she will probably take the stick closest to her. Akari puts the winning stick at farthest position, and she tells Nano to take one, but she explains that it will be more efficient if they all drew at once, so Akari's plan is ruined. Realizing that she underestimated Nano, she still ends up winning. So she is overjoyed knowing her dream is about to come true. She sees Kasuri crying, because she really wants to join the photo shoot, so Akari tells her that she can take her place, and Kasuri is grateful for this, but she changes her mind, saying she wants two of her favorite people to be in the photo. Akari tells everyone to join, and they take a picture together. She thanks Rentaro for making her dream come true, but she tells him to break up with her, and she doesn't give him any explanation. So later that day, he wonders what's wrong with her, and he wants to talk to her, but he realizes that she has already left them. He tries to call her, but she won't pick up, so he decides to look for her house, revealing that her address is written on the envelope she sent him. We learn that she lives in a mansion, and he calls out to her, but she tells him to be quiet, as a guard arrives. Wondering where the noise came from, he manages to hide, and he receives a call from an unknown number. He realizes that it's Akari, and she tells him that she no longer loves him, but he knows that she's lying, saying he won't leave until he knows the truth. So she tells him that her mother Hana is against their relationship, because he has too many girlfriends. She explains that her phone was taken away, and she is about to leave the town, saying Hana is going to use her money to get what she wants. So Akari thinks that she can never be with him. Hana suddenly arrives, and she takes the phone, telling him to stay away from Akari. As she threatens to get rid of him, a guard restrains him, recognizing him as Akari's ex-boyfriend, and telling him to give up, because he never be with her. We see Rentaro walking away, thinking there's nothing special about him, so he doesn't deserve to be with Akari, but he sees a 4-leaf clover, and he recalls the moments he spent with her, so he is determined to get her back. That evening he discusses the situation with the girls, telling them that he plans to sneak into the mansion to take her away, but they think that he will never succeed, because Hana is extremely rich, so he won't be able to escape from her. He knows that he doesn't stand a chance, but he is determined to make Akari happy, saying he is willing to risk everything for her. Explains that he's going to proceed with his plan, telling them to wait for him to return, but they tell him that they love him, so they're willing to join him in his plan. He tries to talk them of it, knowing they're about to get into trouble, but he realizes that they love Akari, so they all determine to save her. They go to the mansion, and Rentaro plans to throw a ball to grab Akari's attention, but he misses the window, and the ball disappears. Inde sees a cat playing with it, and they try chase after it, as it makes its way to Nano. She thinks that the most efficient way to deal with it is to disable it with a kick, but Rentaro stops the cat, and they hear the guard approaching, so they hide behind a tree. The cat approaches him, so he thinks that it caused the commotion. But they can no longer retrieve the ball, so they have no choice but to go to Akari's room. They see a pet door at the entrance, and Nano collects rocks from the garden, using them to open the door. We learn that she was able to determine the lock's location from the shape of the door, and she launched the rocks with amazing precision, allowing her to unlock the door. She tells them to enter the mansion. But Rentaro notices that her thumb is injured. Inda treats her wounds, wondering what happened to it. She explains that she had to use her thumb to improve her accuracy, saying she owes Akari for saving her from the perverts. They enter the mansion, but they see a guard dog approaching, so they decide to retreat, but they realize that Shizuka has been left behind. She thinks that it's all over for her, so she tells everyone to go without her. The dog approaches her, but it starts licking her. As Nano explains that dogs have a natural instinct to protect weak creature, and Shizuka is so weak that the dog is forgot about its duty to protect the mansion. Rentaro thinks that the dog will pursue them once they enter, so Nano suggests tell Shizuka to poke its eyes out, but Kasuri shows them a potion, revealing that it can put animals to sleep. She gives it to Shizuka, telling her to use it, but she ends up drinking it. Because Kasuri forgot to tell her how to use it, she ends up falling asleep, but the dog licks the drug from her, causing it to feel drowsy. They enter a corridor, and the cat joins them, triggering an alarm, so the guard rush to the location. But they manage to hide, and the guards take the cat, realizing that it tripped the sensors. Nano thinks that they won't make it past the corridor, because they will need infrared goggles to avoid triggering the alarm. But Kasuri reveals that she brought infrared vision eye drops, and Rentaro decides to use it, as she explains that he will see nothing but the sensors while under its effect. Inda tells her that she dropped an envelope, and Nano notes that it's addressed to a foreign research team, realizing that she was planning to send the eye drops as an attachment to her application. But she tells them that Akari is more important than the research team, and Rentaro's eyes transform, allowing him to see the sensors, but he thinks that it's impossible for them to pass through, because the sensors are everywhere. He realizes that there's an opening close to the ceiling, but the corridor is too wide for a person to climb to the top. Nano suggests getting two people to work together, but she notes that they are all girls, so she thinks that they are a poor match for Rentaro, because they can't match his strength. As Rentaro tells Inda that her clothes are getting slippery, but we see that his head is pressed against her belly, causing her to feel some kind of wave. They are able to reach the other side, and Rentaro tells the others to wait for them outside. They see Akari's room, so they open the door, and they see her looking at their group picture, but at that moment the alarm is triggered. As Rentaro realizes that they shouldn't have opened the door, they realize that they're surrounded by the guards, and they are taken to Hana, who tells them that she won't dispose of them, because they're Akari's friends. Rentaro tells her that he will make Akari happy, but she doesn't believe him, revealing that she was 13 years old when she gave birth to Akari. She explains that the man she loved was dying from sickness, and she wanted to bear his child before he died, so she underwent artificial insemination at a young age. She knows that she made a reckless move thinking it runs in her blood, so she thinks that Akari will do ridiculous things for love. After her lover died, she raised Akari on her own, and thought she was happy to have Akari in her life. She realized that her lover could never be replaced. She doesn't want Akari to go through the suffering she endured, so she wants Rentaro to stay away, thinking he can never bring Akari happiness. Hana's story makes Rentaro cry, saying he doesn't want Akari to suffer like she did. At that moment, the effect of the eye drops wears off, allowing him to see Hana, and as their eye meet, they feel the shocking sensation. As he realizes she is also one of his soulmates, Hana instantly falls in love with him, asking him to go out with her, and Inda sees him considering it, so she reminds him that Hana is Akari's mother. Hana explains that she was just joking, telling him that she will never allow his relationship with Akari to continue, but he tells her that he will never give up, because he wants to make Akari happy. But Hana doesn't believe him, so she brings out a lie detector, saying it should be able to reveal how unfaithful he is, but Rentaro doesn't trust it, so they decide to try on Inda. As Hana explains that he won't be convinced if she uses it on her man, she asks Inda about her cup size, and she says that she almost has C cups, but the lie detector reveals that she's lying. Hana explains that it can detect even the slightest lie, so Inda says that she's a B cup, still says she's lying, so she becomes upset, admitting that she only has A cup, and it confirms that she's telling the truth. Hana wonders if she loves Rentaro, and she says she does, but it reveals that she's lying. He becomes devastated, thinking he's having a nightmare. She tries to explain how much she loves him, but it keeps calling her a liar, so he feels like he's about to die. but she says that she loves him more than anything else, and it reveals that she's telling the truth. He immediately recovers. He decides to test the machine, saying he really loves Inda, and it confirms that he's telling the truth. Hana believes that he now trusts the machine, so she asks him about his feelings for Akari. He tells that he will make Akari happy, saying he's willing to die for her, and lie detector confirmed that he's telling the truth. Hana can't believe that he's faithful to his girlfriends, knows that he has 5 of them, and she explains that she doesn't trust the result. At that moment, a maid arrives, saying Akari is about to take her own life. Inda threatens to break Hana's neck. Rentaro panics, thinking she's serious, but she tells him to save Akari, saying she will wait for him to return for her. He runs off, as Hana tries to break free, but Inda stops her, saying she's doing this for Akari. Meanwhile, we see Akari as she's about to jump off the building, but Rentaro arrives, telling her to escape with him, but she knows that they'll have to keep on running if they escape. Thinking he's going to be in trouble because of her, she tells him that she doesn't want him to be unhappy, but he explains he won't be happy if she dies, saying he doesn't want to live without her. He tells her that he loves her, so he wants her to stay with him, and she tells him that she feels the same way, but she ends up falling. So Rentaro rushes to her, catching her just in time, but he knows that he's in a bad position, so she tells him to let go, but he refuses, and he ends up falling with her. But before they hit the ground, he manages to kick the wall, and they land in the fountain. The girls rush to them, but Shizuka is about to drown, so Kasuri saves her. Wondering what she was thinking, Hana is glad to see they're okay, realizing that Rentaro is willing to risk his life to save Akari. So she concludes that he's a man of his word. She tells him to take care of Akari, and he, realizing that she was risking everything to protect her daughter, so he thinks that she's a great person. He promises to make Akari happy, but he tells Hana that he also wants her to be happy, and he agrees to go out with her. The girls freak out, realizing that she likes Rentaro, but she explains that she can't help it, because she finds him incredibly attractive. The girls take a bath together, and they start comparing their chests, but Inda knows that she's not matched for them, so she decides to retreat. She sees Rentaro in his room, but he tells her that her belly is visible, and he recalls the time when he rubbed his head against it. She accuses him of doing it intentionally, but he tells her that he was worried about her, so he had to do everything to prevent her from falling. But she tells him that she was embarrassed, so she wants to get back at him. She puts her head on his belly, and she enjoys the moment, but Kasuri suddenly joins them, so they pretend they were doing push-ups. Hana invites everyone to a pajama party, telling the girls to get dressed. Akari explains that her mother likes to dress people up, and Rentaro sees them wearing pajamas, thinking they all look amazing. Kasuri and Shizuka kiss him, and he feels like he's going to heaven, but Hana's nose starts bleeding, so he assists her, helping her walk around the mansion. She tells him that she's too old to get excited, but he tells her that they can have fun together, and she tells him that she can't hold it back anymore, inviting him to go to her room. We return to the girls, as Inda notes that it's taking a long time for Rentaro and Hana to return. Akari becomes nervous, thinking they are up to something. At that moment, they hear Hana screaming, so they rush to her, wondering what they are doing. But they see Rentaro dressed up as a girl and Hana is screaming, because she can't believe how cute he is. He's embarrassed by the situation, and he suddenly collapses. The girls became worried, thinking he's about to die. But Hana comes up with a plan, tells Nano to help her out. Nano dresses up as a prince, and Akari notes that only the kiss of a prince can awaken Princess Rentaro. Nano kisses him, causing him to regain consciousness, and the girls enjoy the scene. But he tells them that he's had enough, saying he will take a bath, and the girls decide to watch him, wanting to see him naked, but Shizuka tries to stop them, so they restrain her, telling her to wait for them to return. We see Rentaro taking a bath, as Kasuri watches him from a window, but she can't see him because the glass is too foggy, so she pressed her head against it. Rentaro hears her, and he sees her head, causing him to become frightened. Because he thinks she's a ghost, she tells the girls that their plan has failed, so they pull her up, and Rentaro realizes that she's no longer there, so he quickly tries to finish up. Hana tells the girls that they can use the attic, saying it will lead them to the bathroom, but they think there's a mouse inside, so they freak out, and Rentaro hears them, thinking he's being haunted. Meanwhile, Shizuka is worried about Rentaro, thinking the girls are going to get everyone killed, so she tries to break free. She realizes that she can roll away. She rolls down the staircase, causing her to gain momentum, and her restraints are removed, and she ends up in the bathroom. Rentaro panics, thinking she's a ghost, but he realizes that he was just seeing things, asking her what she's doing there, but his towel slips off, causing her to pass out. He is about to ask for help, but he sees the girls at the entrance to the attic, wondering what they're doing there. They tell him that they were just playing hide and seek, but Inda denies that they were planning to watch him, so their intentions become obvious, so he reprimands them. That evening, Rentaro sees Hana praying for Akari's father, and he joins her, wondering why she never entertained a suitor after Akari's father passed away, so she reveals that she's still in love with him, saying she has no right to love another man, but she tells Rentaro that she's in love with him, thinking it's not right, but he explains that she can love more than one man, as long as her feelings are real. She tells him to kiss her, as she recalls Akari's father, who told her to save her first kiss for the man who will never leave her. Rentaro kisses her, as she becomes emotional, thinking about Akari's father. That evening, we see everyone sleeping in one room, and Akari approaches Rentaro, as Inda wonders what she's doing. Rentaro wakes up, and Akari tells him that she just wants to sleep next to him, saying she was afraid that she would never be with him again. He kisses her, tells her that everything is going to be okay, and she's overjoyed to hear this, telling him to hold her until the sun rises. But after some time, Rentaro wakes up, and he sees Akari making out with Inda, who thinks that she's Rentaro. He makes his way to the bathroom, but sees Akari's father, who is upset because he took both Hana and Akari from him. But Rentaro thinks this is the perfect moment, saying he wants to talk to him, and Akari's father wonders why Rentaro isn't afraid of him. Rentaro explains that it's because Hana loves him, thinking he's a great person, and he promises to make Hana and Akari happy. He reveals that he has been watching over them for 16 years, and he thanks Rentaro for opening Hana's heart, saying he will be able to live in peace if Rentaro stays by her side. Rentaro is grateful to him, because he was the one who brought Akari into the world, and a bright light surrounds him, as he reveals that he no longer any regrets, so he's going to pass on, and his soul finally rest in peace. The next day, Rentaro and the girls go to the school, but during the assembly, they are surprised to see that Hana has become the new chairperson, so that she will be able to see Rentaro every day. During their lunch break, he goes to Hana's mansion, but he realizes that she isn't there, so he rushes to the rooftop, and he sees her with the other girls. Realizing that they are all waiting for him, they say that they love him, and he joins them, promising to make them happy. But that's where this video ends. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.